for inviting me to be here, as well as to Circulate and others for organizing. As chair of our Active Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, I am committed to highlighting the importance of Vision Zero and to improve our roadways for all, alongside my council colleagues and many of our community partners. In 2015, this city made a commitment to making our roads safer, and unfortunately we are farther away from that goal today than we were in 2015. In fact, we're joined here today by individuals who have experienced the tragic consequences of when San Diego's roads are not safe for all those who use them. Not only, as Jesse said, is saving lives worth the investment, but so is the opportunity to create safer streets that connect our residents from home to school, to jobs, to public transportation, and much more. As the council member representing the 6th District, I have the honor of representing University City, where residents have long been clamoring for safety improvements on key intersections like at Genesee and Governor, where also our region has invested over $2 billion in the Mid-Coast Trolley extension, and where Vision Zero improvements will help to connect pedestrians and bicyclists to the trolley. I also happen to live in Mira Mesa as part of our district, where unfortunately pedestrian fatalities have continued to be a common occurrence, especially impacting the elderly. And it goes to show that these improvements are needed really to serve all of our residents, to ensure that at every age, no matter how you travel, that you can feel safe traveling on our streets. These investments not only offer safety, but they also help to ensure that we have a more thriving city. Finally, we also need more data to make progress on Vision Zero, and I support more resources for our safety and information team in the Department of Transportation, and really to ensure that we can improve the department's ability to better analyze our crash report data. No one, again, should have to risk their life when they're walking or riding their bicycle to their destinations. These improvements are needed for all. We certainly have heard updates to Vision Zero at our Active Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, and we'll continue to be asking for more. But with our May revision, we're going to be advocating for additional funding and resources in our efforts to actually make meaningful progress when it comes to achieving Vision Zero. With that said, I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Councilmember Laura Keenan.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Lee. And good morning, everyone. My name is Raul Campillo. I'm the council member for San Diego City Council District 7. This last fall, I submitted a budget memo, along with many of my colleagues who did similarly, advocating for funding for essential Vision Zero improvements. And these proposals include doubling the mileage of new quick-build bicycle facilities created by the city's dedicated STAT team, addressing the most dangerous intersections in our city and completing an updated bicycle master plan, ensuring the installation of physical protections for all new full-build Class 4 bikeways. I would be remiss if I did not note for the fact that 1 year ago, I was joined by many of you here today for the fiscal 23 budget, before it was signed, and we were right here advocating for the exact same thing, ending traffic deaths and serious injuries with tangible investments in traffic safety methods and all modes of transit. And we're here once again to remind Mayor Gloria and all of our colleagues on the City Council that we made a commitment as a city in 2015 to no more traffic deaths or serious injuries on our city streets. If we truly intend to achieve this goal, we have to admit it. We have to invest far more, and we have to invest wholeheartedly. And it's no secret that significant investments are needed to make these streets safer for everyone. And these investments are not exorbitant. We are not asking for all that much money. The STAT team, for instance, has been working diligently to install quick-build bicycle facilities at a fraction of the cost of repaving a street or installing a concrete curb. These facilities offer bicyclists far greater protection than a mere line of paint. We must increase the mileage targets for the STAT team and provide them with the required funding to go to quickly 18 miles of bikeway across every single year. We have a chance to right this ship by building a safer street for everyone and save a life for every resident in our street as they take to their bicycle. Across our region, we lose far too many people, and too many of us have to think about losing a loved one to a traffic collision. And many of those families are standing behind me this morning. Let's be honest. How many of us, every time we see a bicyclist on our streets, say a small prayer in the silence of our cars, praying that those people get back to their family safely? I know that I do it on a daily basis because our streets are not safe enough. We must fix our most dangerous intersections, install Class 4 bikeways, And these inexpensive intersection improvements, such as right turn blankout signals and leading pedestrian intervals, can make a world of difference. By implementing these measures, we safeguard pedestrians as they cross the street by walking and minimizing the risk of accidents with vehicles. And Class 4 bikeways, when we implement them, we implement physical barriers between cyclists and drivers. I'm not alone in championing these critical asks. We have garnered the support of at least 6 of our colleagues in their budget memos, and I'm proud to stand with Councilmember Lee and Councilmember LaCava today. We take this very seriously because our constituents are asking us for these. And however, these asks were not included in the April draft of the mayor's budget. We understand prioritization is difficult. There's only so many things we can fund, but the return on investment for these types of safety measures are easy to calculate because they are invaluable. They are invaluable. Therefore today, I stand here to urge the mayor and his staff to reconsider with the May revise and include this necessary funding when it's released later this month. And I want to urge all of my colleagues, not just the several of us, the majority of us, but all of us, to put it in our revised memos. Let's remember that saving lives is invaluable and the investment required to achieve it is absolutely worth it. And on top of that, it creates very good jobs for those who are hired to implement these contracts. And by allocating the necessary resources, we can make a substantial difference in achieving our Vision Zero goals that we set 8 years ago. By 2025, we were supposed to reach 0 fatalities and serious injuries. We have gone backwards in achieving that goal. But with this budget, we can leap forward incredibly. So together, we can build a city where every resident, walking and bicycling, can move without fear, knowing that their well-being is a top priority of our leaders and our community members in San Diego. Thank you for being here. With that, I'm proud to pass this off to Councilmember Joe LaCava of District 1.
Good morning. I'm proud to stand here with Councilmember Lee, Councilmember Campillo. My name is Councilmember Joe LaCava, and I represent District 1 in the City Council, and I also serve as chair of the Environment Committee. As part of my budget proposal this year, I requested funding for road improvements, safer streets, and lower speed limits, all essential Vision Zero goals. Investing Vision Zero is critical for saving lives, meeting climate goals, and promoting equity. Improving the safety of hazardous streets and intersections will lead to better health outcomes and foster a more equitable and sustainable community for all. I often hear from San Diegans that they would like to walk to the grocery store, but crossing the street near their home is not safe. I hear they would love to ride their bike to the park, but they are scared to ride with traffic and opt for their car instead. It does not have to be this way. There is a misconception out there that it's either cars or bikes. We should be building infrastructure that gives San Diegans safe options no matter how they want to get around. Someone that wants to cycle should be able to do so without fearing that a slight swerve of a car could take their life. Walking across the street should not feel like Frogger, and we should no longer feel compelled to wave a thank you to a driver for simply letting us cross that street. And from the driver's perspective, we all want safer streets that prevent pedestrian and cyclist conflicts. This is all possible if we make the investment. I want to thank the mayor for including more than $6 million in new bike facilities, sidewalks, and traffic signals. This budget also has nearly $30 million in funding for the Coastal Rail Trail, El Camino Real, City Heights sidewalks, and Normal Street Promenade. And I thank the mayor for pulling back the old design of El Camino Real to add buffered bike lanes. This should only be the start, with considerable investment that we're making in resurfacing, including in this year's budget. I will work with the mayor and my city council colleagues to supplement these projects with the infrastructure that makes mobility options safer for everyone. And the return on these investments is not measured in dollars. It's measured in lives saved. Earlier I mentioned the urgent need to meet our climate goals, which will be impossible to achieve if we do not give San Diegans truly safe options to move around how they want. My fellow council members and I have made it very clear in our budget priority memos that there is a long list of Vision Zero projects that need our attention. I join them in urging the mayor to build upon the Vision Zero investments in this budget and fund infrastructure that makes us all feel safe. In closing, let us continue to collaborate and work together to achieve this essential goal. My colleagues and I have talked about budgets, policies, and priorities. Now it is time for you to hear about the individuals whose lives have been affected by the lack of meeting those Vision Zero goals. And I'm very proud and honored to introduce Laura Keenan. Laura?